Hello everybody! Toyota is one of the most popular brands in the US, selling millions of units every year. That's why it's so important when Toyota makes changes to the in-car technology. Now, we just purchased a 2026 Toyota RAV4, which just happens to be the very first Toyota in America to come with their all-new infotainment system. And today, we're going to be taking a detailed look at this new system. It's promising tons of improvements, so let's see if it lives up to it. Now, like I was mentioning, today you're going to be looking at this in the 2026 RAV4. We've got the 10.5-inch display. It is also available on the 12.3-inch larger display. And Toyota says with this all-new multimedia system, they really listen to feedback from customers and dealerships about specific improvements to make. Now, this new system is not an Android-based system. They actually stuck with Automotive Linux, and they developed this system in-house so they control every aspect of it. This is part of their new Arene developmental package as well, so that communicates with the all-new electronics inside of this vehicle and upcoming Toyota products. And let's dive right into the details. Now, one of the first things you'll notice is that we have larger graphics and bolder details in this new system. This is, Toyota says, to just kind of help you see things a little bit better, and you can see that in the overall layout as I swipe across the home screen. So that's something I want to talk about right from the beginning here, because a big difference from the outgoing system that's in all the Toyotas is the fact that we now have a home screen, and it is customizable as well. So we're kind of have it in the default configuration here, which would put your map display right there. And then you've got these little widgets. So the first widget is a shortcut to Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. We have our weather information, contacts, drive modes, things like that. But the important thing here is that you can customize what you have. So if you click the little customize button right there, the other thing you could also do is, like on a smartphone, you can just hold down and that will go ahead and activate the customization, and then you can reconfigure which things you have in which place. So this default configuration, I think, is kind of the best one for us, but say we want to go ahead and put the drive modes as the most important thing, I'll click save, and you'll see that just go ahead and shuffle out and change the overall layout. I definitely think this is a big improvement, and the overall performance of the system we have found is a lot more responsive as well. So they've definitely upped the hardware game, backing up this new software, allowing you to swipe between things. It also boots up a lot faster than the previous generation of system. Now, I also want to mention in regards to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, of course you have the wireless system on board, but the previous generation of Toyota system in many of the products we tested, including our previous long-term Toyota Camry, they had stability problems with the wireless system. It definitely works a lot better with this new generation of system, keeping things consistent and booting up when you first get inside the vehicle for the most part. Now, I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. Of course, it's not going to really vary depending on the model because Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are pretty much the same across all of the versions, but you can see how that scales on to this 10.5-inch display. With this new system, at least in the RAV4, some of the climate controls are going to occupy some of the bottom part of the screen, but that's to be seen if that will roll out to other Toyota products in the future as well. Now, you've got your shortcut bar along the side there. You also have this new quick control menu. So if you tap there, this is going to pop up kind of a notification shade like a smartphone. And this will allow you to see some of those features that you might want to access often. So you can, for instance, manually turn your screen from day to night mode or leave it in auto. You can turn the screen off. You can adjust the brightness up and down. You can also mess with things like the safety systems, the Wi-Fi. We also have our drive recorder here on the RAV4, which utilizes the built-in cameras on the vehicle in case you're in a collision or anything like that. And then you can also access roadside assistance as well as your different driver profiles, all right there without having to go through the setup menus. And then you have some additional notifications right there with that little notification icon. Now I'll go ahead and kind of start clicking through some individual settings and show those things off. One thing is the navigation. So I will point out that not every Toyota, of course, has navigation included. This XLE Premium does not have standard navigation, so we would have to scan that and subscribe to the navigation to be able to activate that. Other Toyotas will have the navigation system active for a 1-year trial period, and then you'll have to subscribe after that. Regardless, it does have things like live traffic and whatnot. Now, earlier I mentioned the drive recorder, but I think a lot of you guys haven't seen actually how this works. So I went into the settings here so that we could take a look at how this system works. So one of the things that it does is that you can actually set it up to automatically record an incident. You can set the sensitivity. We have it in the normal setting for most of the time we've owned this vehicle. It is fairly sensitive. If you accelerate hard or brake hard, turn hard, anything like that, it will go ahead and automatically record a clip. And speaking of recording a clip, you can actually go in here and click on your library. And then when you go into the library, you'll see that you can save 4 manual recordings, and then you also have the 5 auto-recorded incidents. Those are the ones that will trigger automatically when something it detects has happened. Now I'm going to click on this and actually show you guys what this looks like. So as this loads in, you'll see here's our manually recorded incident. And when you click on that, it's going to start playing right here natively inside of the vehicle. So as you can see, this is our front view going on right now. We can kind of skip our way through this a little bit. Or actually, I guess we can't drag and drop through it, but you can kind of watch it through here. And then you can click to this one and see the back using the rear view camera. So you've got both of those views that are going simultaneously. We can also go full screen as well. So if you really want that full view here, say you were in a collision, you need to show this to an insurance company or something like that, you can actually do that natively inside of the car. But you can also export this footage onto a SD card or a USB stick. And over here is going to be some of the settings regarding that system. As I back out here and go to the main menu, we can click over here to Preferences, and this is where we can kind of change those overall settings. So you can see that we turn the incident sensitivity down to low to make it a little bit more about the way that we drive. And then also you've got the ability to automatically replace the oldest clip once you reach that 4-clip limit. So that's probably a good idea to check that off, especially if you have incidences in the system like we do that aren't really showing anything at all. Now, another improvement Toyota says they made is to the Hey Toyota Assistant system. So this is now supposed to be more conversational than it was before, and also a lot quicker because it's not communicating all the way to the cloud. It's kind of natively on the system now. So I'll just kind of demonstrate a couple different things that it can do. Change the climate control to 70 degrees.
Okay, setting to 70.
So you can see I didn't, have a specific rehearsed way of doing that, and it responded very quickly overall. Toyota also says it can do basic math questions. So if you're just thinking about math while you're driving, you could just go ahead and ask it something. What's 10 plus 25?
To use knowledge, you will need a subscription that enables connected services. You can say, help, to learn about my supported commands.
So that kind of highlights something that I was mentioning earlier. A lot of things are tied to subscriptions in these modern Toyotas that does carry on to this new system as well. So apparently some level of the intelligence is going to be tied to this subscription if it needs to, I guess, communicate with the cloud. All right, I think it's time to get into some individual settings and some of the nitty-gritty things. So I'll click into here, and Toyota's just put all the settings all together in a nice and easy way. So first stop is going to be our profile. You can see that we have one active driver right now. You can also set up a guest profile and add additional profiles, up to 3 different ones. And that's going to be able to also connect with your digital key system as well. When I click on vehicle, this is going to be a very broad area where you have lots of different controls. It's going to vary depending on the model, but here with the RAV4, you have some headlight controls here, your automatic sensitivity, for instance, how long you want the timer when you power off the vehicle. You can also turn on and off the rear seat reminder if you have kids often in the back of the vehicle. The doors and locks are kind of just some basic things where you can change, like the tailgate. We have it on a manual mode because we need it to not hit the top of the garage. Moving on to security, you can see that we have your 2 press to unlock the doors. There's also some, nice and specific features. I know some people don't really like it when the screen turns off, for instance. As soon as you power off the vehicle, they want it to kind of retain power. So you can see that's actually where you can make adjustments to that. And the screen will turn off only when we open the door for this model. And then, of course, you have things like tire pressure and vehicle alerts. Now I'll move on to our Bluetooth and devices. You can see we have 3 different phones connected here for the 3 of us here at Car Confections. And each one of those will have some individual settings that you can see once you click on those. Right now it's in Android Auto, of course, but you can choose to use Bluetooth for media and phone instead. And then also down here you have the ability to synchronize your text messages and your phone calls natively into the system if you don't want to use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. This is also where you can customize how loud you want the ringtone to be and also your call volume when you're speaking using Bluetooth audio. Next up, I'll click on Drive Performance. So inside of this is an interesting feature, which I assume is, hybrid specific, but you can see it has destination prediction built in. So what this will do is actually kind of try to optimize the battery usage to what type of commute you usually are on. For instance, saving the battery for city driving is going to be more efficient than burning it while you're out on the highway. Driving Assist is where you will find things regarding your safety system. So this will let you kind of customize different types of things. So Proactive Driving Assist helps you provide gentle braking and steering for operations like distance control and smooth turning. So this is just going to be something that just kind of helps you out a little bit with kind of steering or adding a little bit of support to the steering overall. And you can set the sensitivity to high, medium, or low. You also have an assist system for a trailer, and then you have some settings for your dynamic radar cruise control. So I believe you can also make adjustments to that over here on the steering wheel, of course, with things like your distance. But inside of the screen now, you can go ahead and change the sensitivity as well. I believe this is new. I've never seen this on a Toyota here, so the level of how dramatic it is to accelerate and also how much it might slow down when you're going around a corner on the interstate. Parking Assist, of course, pretty straightforward. You're just going to see some things related to rear cross traffic and automatic emergency braking. And of course the parking sensors. Collision mitigation. These will be things related to the front collision, your lane departure, and your blind spot monitoring. This vehicle also supports safe exit assist, so if you start to get out and there's traffic coming up behind you, it will beep at you to alert you. And then we have our road sign assist, and we also have a driver monitor. So this is just going to be trying to keep an eye on you more or less with your different behaviors. This vehicle as equipped doesn't have the sensor, but some of the models will also have a sensor that monitors your face, and it will suggest if it thinks that you are becoming tired and a little bit unfocused with your driving. Moving down, we have software update. Pretty straightforward. It's just going to tell you which version of software and suggest downloading a new version. It does connect to your home's Wi-Fi as well, so you can download software that way. Drive recorder we've already discussed. Wi-Fi and hotspot. So as I was saying, here's where you could connect to your own home's Wi-Fi. And then if you go over to the hotspot, this is where you could turn on the built-in hotspot. This is the first Toyota to support 5G, so it has AT&T 5G connection. Of course, this is an additional subscription through AT&T if you want this functionality, but it is active for a 30-day period as a trial when you first buy the vehicle. Carrying on to sound and media, you can see that we've got some presets on board. So if I hop right in there, we have 4 different presets we could quickly cycle between, and you can, obviously customize each one to have the kind of profile that you prefer with whatever sound system you have. If you want to lower that bass, bring up the treble, something like that. And then, of course, just like all vehicles, you can kind of change the distribution of the sound. For the display and camera setting, This is pretty much what you think it is. Just allows you to adjust the brightness and contrast for the different colors that you'll see inside of the system. And as I demonstrated earlier, you can lock it into night mode or day mode permanently if that's what you prefer, or you can let it automatically switch. Same goes for the camera system as well. And then lastly here, we've got a general. This is going to be kind of a hodgepodge of various things that don't have homes in other places. So for instance, different volumes with navigation, some settings for the Toyota Assistant, as I was talking about earlier. You can make it talk to you less. You can also turn on and off Hey Toyota. As you can see, we turn that off because we often are talking about Toyotas while we're in this car and don't want it erroneously activating. You have some basic stuff like date and time. We have clear search history. I'm not sure what you'd be searching on the phone, but as you can see that you can actually go ahead and search inside of this system if there's a setting that you can't find, and that's located down there at the bottom. And that's where we're going to end this detailed tutorial with Toyota's new multimedia interface. So like I was saying, of course, when you're a brand that sells millions of models, and especially with this RAV4, it's very important that you have a good grasp on all the new features that you have on board with this system, because we're certainly going to see this rolled out to a lot of Toyotas in the near future. Hopefully you found this helpful, and if you did, please go down below and subscribe. That's how you let automakers know you find our content valuable. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive.